How are you? Captain Jack here. I am watching because I can. I have the Jets Pats game. I don't know how they scored. I just know that the score is tied 7-7 with the Patriots, and I will call them the Patriots pending any other ill words. Because now that the Cheat regime is out of there, they're the Patriots. They are the Pats. As my friend Mike, for sure, come aboard. My friend Doc, who is a true Patriots fan. Somebody remind me to get a hold of Doc. I haven't heard from Doc in a while. And I did find out, can't remember when I spoke to him, but unfortunately his wife lost her battle with liver cancer a while back. I'm not sure if that was put out, but for all those that know Doc, that has come on my show in the past, the Patriots fan, the guy that has I've known for like 30 something years. Say kind things if you haven't already. Again, this is that time of year where we're getting close to the holiday season. I mean, we just had Halloween, and we're getting warm on Thanksgiving. I've already seen, going around some of the neighborhoods, I've already seen some of the, people have their Christmas stuff up already. I'm like, wow, I can't see that, but we are getting there. We are getting there. And I ask you and thank you for being here. Come on over. Now it's now 14-7, Patriots over the Jets in a Travion Henderson touchdown run up the gut. Again, I don't know how they got there. But is this going to be the game, or I should say the team, that people are going to say, wow, the Raiders beat the Patriots, and they're one of the few people that did. I mean, the Patriots have already beaten the Bills. I don't know who they lost to, but the Patriots beat the fake Pirates last Sunday here in Tampa, and I'm sure they have a lot of good quality wins there. So I'm like, hell yeah, we have quality wins, or they do, and we have one quality win. And I've said this before. Hello. There's my lady. Good to see you. Hello to you. I'm still waiting on the call. Honey. It'd be great to hear from you. A long-time friend of mine and a long-time Raider Red. It'd be good to see you. And I would take this young lady out to any Raider function I can. Any Raider function I can. I just got to see her. I don't want to say she's stuck in Utah, but she's definitely not going anywhere anytime soon. Yeah, you can call. It'd be good to call you. I mean, tomorrow I will be in Vegas, so I'm actually going to be a little bit closer on your time. Because if you call me later, I'll be asleep. But call me. Can you call me tomorrow? That'd be great. That'll be great. Let me know or text me at least so that I know that you'll be calling. And as we look at the Jets, they just put up on the screen how they're just like, wow, they got 2 first-rounders and 2 second-rounders next year, and then 3 first-rounders and 1 second-rounders in 2027. These are the Jets getting rid of their talent because they're loading up. They're loading up. And Jack was there with me. And again, Paula, Lydia, give me a ring tomorrow or text me later because I haven't even packed yet. It's another one of those in between weeks where I do a bunch of things around the house, including like every freaking what is it, honeydew type shit that you got to do. And then my medical appointments and all those other things. I just keep busy. And yes, I sleep late. I sleep in. I go to bed late because why? There's really nothing to do unless I have to get the appointments. So that's my life. But the life of a retiree. Okay, good. I'll be waiting for that, honey. You text me tomorrow, and you take care, my gal, Miss Bustos. You take care, darling. I'm thinking of you. So I have a I know a lot of these people intimately. I'm not saying not intimately, but I know intricately. Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. I know a lot of these people personally, right? I didn't meet Jack that I know of. Jack was it Guesta Feste. But, Mike Guerrero, I know Mike. And a lot of other people that are usually here, Matt Marinovich. I don't believe I've met Matt personally, but we've known each other for so long. It's like just one of those folks. And even when I saw Fester for literally maybe 30 seconds in Washington, but we've known each other forever. It's knowing that person and having that, one-on-one with them. What was I talking? I don't really know what I was talking about, but it's good to be here. I am watching again the Jets that offloaded a bunch of talent for a bunch of first and second round picks. Boy, they are going to just be stocking up the next 2 years. And meanwhile, that should have been a catch. Who was that? I don't know who the receiver was. I don't even know who the quarterback is. Is that Justin Fields? Okay, Mitchell. Whoever Mitchell is should have had this from, I think, Justin Fields. Oh, it's right in your hands, bud. Right. Oh, in his hands. Horrible. So the Jets punt. Meanwhile, we all are awaiting the Monday night game. Monday, Las Vegas. And other things to talk about. The Patriot, I don't know if they're throwback uniforms or special edition uniforms. They're I like them. It's like a light bluish gray on top with the white helmet but the new logo. It's nice looking. I'm not saying that the Raiders should ever do anything, but obviously we have the best uniforms in the NFL. But so if you are here, it's time to just talk. I have put the link up. I know that Miss Paula is going to call me tomorrow or text me tomorrow, hopefully both. And I'm going to put this up. There's really not a lot to talk about, really, other than it's horrible that all we are doing now, and we haven't even passed mid-November. And we're already thinking mock drafts. And we're already thinking who's available in free agency to help us out. I mean, even last year when we sucked, I don't think we started to do the mock drafts until what, maybe December? Maybe December? We're thinking about it now. We're thinking about it now. So if you want to come into the show, did I put that up? Or wait, come into the show. Let's talk. And we can do this. Hang on. Okay. I put the link up. Hopefully we'll have some. Yeah, Jack, this is live. This is live. Thank you for at least, if you don't know, you do ask. And yes, this is live. Hot Neil, good to hear you. Good to see you. I mean, I heard from Hot Neil the other day, and it was nice. So I want to hear from other people. I mean, I haven't heard from Kenna, or Kenna hasn't been on screen for a bit. Don't take up the entire time, though, Jack, please. Oh, respect to you as well. I'm here. I'm Jack Kenna's boy. I'm Jack Kenna's boy. I like that. But I'm just here. I got nothing else going on. It's a lazy times here in Florida. Busy but lazy. And you know what? I am so proud of this. I don't know if you guys know this, but we planted 2 trees. Hey, Willie Wayne's in here too. Thank you there, Willie Wayne. Good to see you. We planted 2 trees in the spring, and they had like buds or what, like the flowers on them. 2 fruit trees this spring. And today, I want to show you one of the 4 fruit that was taken off, and this is a lemon tree. This is a lemon tree. So, having said that, look at the size of this lemon. This is a lemon. And I wanted to make sure it was a lemon, so I took the other one and I sliced it open and I bit into it, and it's wonderful. It's wonderful. This is a lemon. I'm going to do, this is a close-up. How big it is. It's like an apple. It is about the size of an apple. But this is a lemon, and it's up in front of my yard. There's an orange tree there that has some fruit. It's not all, they're not all ripe or ready to go. These lemons were. So I said, I sliced open one of these. So Matt, sliced this in half, and I ate it. I squeezed a little bit in my drink, and I ate it. It was wonderful because I love lemons. So literally the fruits of having your tree. The fruits of having your tree. What would they say? That's a Georgia lemon? I don't know. I don't know if yeah. I don't know if it has a name, but yeah, it's a big ass lemon. I don't know if there is. I mean, I'll look it up, but if that's a Georgia, it's big. This is a lemon, and it is. And The lemonade, maybe, but I'm definitely going to eat them. And when I have some, use it with other fruit that I have for like smoothies and stuff. But I'm here, and I can't wait. The oranges should be probably before it starts getting into another freeze. You come from Georgia? Okay. I'll take your word for it. I'm just saying I've never heard of a Georgia lemon. I just know those are some big ass lemons. So, and Kenna's not coming in. Okay. And I know I know Hot Neil's not coming in because he was in the other day. Big lemon for sure. Time to make Ace can come in. Willie Wayne can come in. Because if we don't have anybody come in, and that's fine. If we don't have anybody come in, I just turn off the computer. I turn off the computer and I go to bed. Ed Winchell, thank you for chiming in. Good to see you here. Irresponsible to start Gino on Monday. I'm going to come back to that. Hold that thought, Ed. Hold that thought. We do have the smoker. He's a joker. He's a midnight toker. Although I don't know if he tokes. He's laughing. So we're gonna be joined by Kenna. I know he's a smoker. I know he's a joker. I don't know if he's a midnight toker though, but
I got that talking to Sacktown. Yeah, I'm not toker, but I'm a midnight smoker, and here you go.
There you go. As now you know that I can't get what is it? People that smoke on camera. The only people that could probably sponsor me is like what? Who's was it? The Winston Cup, what's that company? Paul Marlboro. It's the big tobacco. Yeah, the big tobacco company. There's a name for them. They're all in like
Marlboro.
No. They're the name for Philip Morris. Philip Morris.
Ooh, then I don't know.
No, they're all Philip Morris. All the tobacco companies are like Philip Morris. They're all just different brands of Philip Morris. So that's the way it is. But
that's like an empire right there.
That's their empire. It's like all the and I don't know if y'all know this, but like 98%, maybe 99% of all sunglasses are Luxottica. It's one company that carries everything. It's a monopoly. It's Luxottica, and they make everything. They make everything. So,
and I buy the product right here.
Yeah, I know you do.
So I got to say, like, I love seeing the people in this chat, like, Ed, Willie Wayne, Matt Marinovich, like, good to see the boys in the chat. So what were you talking about? I saw you pop up, and so I'm like, before I go to bed, I'm like, I just want to hop on and say hello, and I want to wish you and your family happy Thanksgiving, and I hope you have a great time with that experience with your family and friends, and everyone else in the Radio Nation too.
Yeah, I will. We were asked by the guys at the local Publix. He's one of the cashiers that he knows that we're like a semi-regular there, and he's like, "So, what are you doing? What are you doing for Thanksgiving?" I just kind of, motion over to the little Filipino lady over there, and I said, "Ask her. She knows." I don't know. So but apparently we're doing. We're gonna do some turkey. And I know for Christmas we're not doing ham, or I should say zebra for us Jewish people, because Jews don't eat ham. We eat the fuck out of some zebra though. So there's no there's no zebra there on Thanksgiving. We'll have that on Christmas, or as the Jews call it, Friday or whatever, whatever day it's on. That's the joke. It's, hey, it's Christmas Friday.
Hey, the way I look at it, this is the first time in like 20 years I'm not hosting. I'm not doing all the cooking, all the legwork, and having the family over, like clean up the house, make it look super good. I'm going to my in-laws this year for the first time in all those years. So I'm happy about that. It puts a big smile on my face.
So, but you got to bring something. What do you bring?
Yeah. So what I'm going to do is, like, my wife and I are going this weekend to go to Apple Hill. So in Northern California, it's up in Sierra Nevada. There's like they have an apple orchard. So they make really good, pies. So I'm going to get a pie, and then we're going to make like, fruit salad and bring it to the family. Oh, this is so much easier than what I've been doing for like, the last 20 years. It's like cooking everything up. So yeah, it's going to be easy and fun. And I'm going to have a good time with my wife in the weekend. So, boom.
Hey, I don't know if you saw it or not, but did you see the size of the lemon tree that I have in the front yard?
No, send me a pic.
No, I am showing you right now. This is one lemon.
Okay. I see that.
This is one lemon.
What I'm saying is, like, send me a picture of your tree behind the chat.
No, it's a small tree. It's just a brand new tree. But this is this is the very first fruit that we actually. Okay, I'm gonna say something. Technically, it's not, and I'm gonna say something very, very nasty. And you know what? I can give a fuck who hears about it. Our next door neighbor, whose nationality will remain nameless, is a cheap fucking whatever. Okay. And she went over to our tree and sliced one of the limbs so that she can have a tree off of our, how you can like splice a tree and make your own, then you put it in water and then you watch the things sprout. She did that. And then she also took the first fucking lemon off of our tree.
What?
Yeah. Took it off of our tree. And of course, that pissed off the other young lady that's in the room. And the reason why I can say
you mad too. Like, why is your neighbor picking your first lemon off your tree? Like, why is she walking over and doing that? That's kind of weird.
She didn't walk over to do it. She snuck over to do it. Kind of like, looking around and doing like, what was it like John Belushi did in Animal House, doing this, like looking, doing the sneak around shit. And took because we had them counted. There were 6 of them, right? And then the next day there were 5. And the Filipina knows how many fucking lemons were on that tree. And she took the first one. After slicing part of it and slicing part of the orange tree so that she can make her. Listen, you fucking worthless, skank ass, cheap ass fucking bitch. Buy your own. They're at Lowe's.
Right. And be neighborly, like say, hey, if you don't want this lemon, then let me take it. But sneaking over and taking it? Oh my God. I'm sorry you had those bad neighbors then, bro.
Yeah.
I'm sorry about that. But it is funny as hell. It's like, sorry.
Yeah, that's a crab apple. Yeah, it's rude. No, and this lady also has gone into the flower garden and done the same thing with plants that grow out front. So it's not This is not a one-off. This is something that happens, that has happened for years. And one of the reasons why we don't talk to this bitch anymore. And then she calls on the phone to talk to the Filipina, and again wonders why she doesn't get spoken to. Okay, because that's a cheap ass fucking bitch. Again, I ain't saying no nationalities mentioned, because I don't want that happening. I was denigrating on X, Y, and Z, but she ain't American. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I gotta say, salute to the chat, like Matt Marinovich and Willie Wayne. Love you, brothers, dude. I'm glad to see you, dude. I'm sorry you have a neighbor like that. God damn, dude, that sucks. It sucks. So I gotta ask you, like, what do you think of this offensive line? And like, you going to 2026? Dude, this is the biggest disappointment of the whole team. Is this offensive line?
Mm-hmm.
And it started off wrong with Brendan Carroll. Like, let's switch players up. Let's play musical chairs. Why? Something that worked, and then we're gonna mix it up.
Yeah. Well, I don't understand why. I don't understand why. Matt, I don't know what that Matt gave me. What I don't know what do you call it, the emoji is. So you're gonna have, because that's what it looks like to me here. I don't have it up on YouTube.
You can say hello. Matt Marinovich, hey, my bro. It's like he's saying hello. It's all it's doing.
And Jimmy Farrell was saying that kid from Penn State, a lot of talk about him. Which kid from Penn State? Slayer or Slaver or whatever, that the quarterback? His name is Slayer or something. I don't know.
I don't know either. But it's like, I got a question for you. Would you rather, like, next year, like Geno can be cut for $18.5 million on a dead cap hit?
Yes.
Get him gone. Or take an offensive lineman or something. Like, what do you want to do in the draft? We have like 10 picks.
I already
look for 2027. So I mean,
I already talked to Miss about this last night with Miss Peggy. Our first round pick is an offensive lineman. Our second round pick is an offensive lineman. Okay. And then in between the first and the second round, you either trade up into the first round or trade up into the second round, and you pick the best quarterback available. So you go offensive lineman, offensive lineman, and that bookends the best available quarterback. Okay? The best available quarterback. Now, this is the year that they say, well, this is not a good year for quarterbacks. I don't care what year it is. If the kid, whoever you draft, if the kid has some moxie, if the kid is better than AOC 12, if he's better than Kenny Pickett, if he's better than Cam Miller, okay, play him, okay? And that's the other thing. I'm saying if you can get rid of Geno and you have a plan, and you burn 18 million, that's change. That's change.
Yeah, agreed.
That's chump change. And I do agree with Matt Marinovich. We need to get free agent offensive linemen. So you got the first and second round are O-line. And then you get the best tackle and best guard available, okay, in free agency. And I was going to say, Matt Marinovich looks in that says that, again, our imperious leader, and I say that with air quotes, because that's kind of like I don't remember if you guys know the old school Battlestar Galactica. The imperious leader was the lead Cylon. The imperious leader of the Raiders is Tom Brady, and he's all in on
What's up,
CJ Carr. He's in on CJ Carr. And he said that CJ Carr, who is is at your school there, Kenna, and he said that he is a really good looking quarterback. Now he won't come out until 2027, if he comes out then. But you know what? Okay. If that's the guy that you're stocking up on, then you like I said, every draft you need to draft one quarterback. Whatever round it is, you draft one quarterback. Now you need to make sure that your high picks are going for needs. And I mean, and BPA, yeah, but I say BPAN. Best player available of need. That's where I throw the quote at. Best player available of need. If you rack and stack your draft board and you have all of these guys that you put in the mix, right? And you know you need offensive linemen. If you are saying that if you're doing the rack and stack on the board and an O lineman is within 3 or 4 of the best player available via number, right? If they're within spitting distance, you go best player available of need, BPAN. Offensive lineman, and then you try to trade up and get a good quarterback. And whoever that quarterback is, that's it. You know, pick a name. There's going to be so many different quarterbacks out there that, and they're gonna rise and fall based upon how they play this year and how they do in Indy and how they do in their interviews. They're all going to rise and fall. Right. But this is where that quarterback with 7 Super Bowl rings better do a fucking job. It's not his job, but a good job in doing something that he should be available to do, which is this is the good quarterback. And by the way, Miller, he said, this is the guy that I want, and that's why we got Cam Miller. And I don't think we're stuck with Geno, Jimmy Farrell. I don't think we're stuck with Geno.
We're not stuck with Geno. Next year is like $18.5 million cap hit. But this is like all this stuff has come from Mitchell Rent's show. I'm a big Notre Dame fan. I'm a huge everyone knows that I'm a huge Notre Dame fan, like Nabman and like Sacktown Mike. I'm a big Notre Dame fan. Man, as a redshirt, freshman starting, for a college team, he looks good. Those numbers are good. And you know what? I can see Tom Brady saying, man, I want that kid in 2027. That makes me change my mindset on a quarterback or going offensive line in this draft. It sucks. I'm looking now going, I want to look at the teams that suck to win games for this team right here to get a better draft position. But it is what it is. So it's yeah, I'm as a Notre Dame fan, I'm watching him every single game, playing his career as a redshirt freshman and being on Notre Dame. Yes, I like the kid, but who knows what's going to be in 2027?
And that, first off, you lost me when you said on the Mitchell Wren show. My ears turned off.
Well, I'm sorry.
Ears turned off.
I watch every show. I watch pretty much everyone's show to gain knowledge, friends, people I talk to behind the scenes, and other shows. But that was what's talked tonight on his show. So but at the same time, I agree with him.
What'd he say?
He said Carr's the target in 2027. Let Geno run it back, another year, and then we'll see what happens afterwards.
Well, And Matt Marinovich, who is always pretty much on the ball with some really good comments. Gino looked fantastic the first game, and he's the first game. He's gone progressively worse. Somebody just missed a field goal. I'm not sure who it was. Oh, the Patriots missed a field goal. So at the half, New England is winning 14-7. So that's what's going on. But
so Cap, I have to ask you this question. In our linebackers, and we letting go of Spillane. You know I'm a big Spillane guy, and it's like we let him go, and with the replacements, they can't touch him. They just cannot touch him. He looks like an all-pro right now with New England. First year guy going to New England. We could have kept him. What do you think?
Jack, I mean, you would have to show me his stats, of which I don't give a flying fuck. I'm telling you this from jump. I'm giving you this from a flying fuck status. I don't care if Mickey Spillane is this in tackles and that in interceptions and that in forced fumbles. I don't care. And the reason why I don't care is because he's not my problem anymore. As I said on my Facebook the other day, because one of my friends on Facebook is a huge Robert Spillane fan, and yes, I said Mickey Spillane because that was that's a jab. Mickey Spillane was the sleuth comedy, was it noir, cloak and dagger guy writer, right? That's Mickey Spillane. Okay. He wanted more money than what we were going to pay for him. And I think, and somebody can tell me I'm wrong. And I'm sure if I'm wrong, Sharif will tell me, because he will definitely tell me. He'll look it up. But the amount of money that we paid for, the amount of money that we paid for the people that we got at linebacker, okay, it's like when and I admit this on a show too, I was fired for my job over 2 years ago because of the money that they saved firing me. And I hate saying that I was fired, but it's true. But the money that they saved firing me, they brought in 2 people on my salary. You get what I'm saying for that?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, they brought in the guy from Pittsburgh, the linebacker there.
Yeah.
And they brought in White too.
Yeah, and Devin White.
White's been decent. But as a whole, man, Cap, we're going to have to talk behind the scenes with Spillane's numbers. He is falling out. It's like, okay, we don't have a coverage linebacker. Is there any coverage linebacker that the Raiders have right now?
Well,
please tell me anyone.
I said one before, and he didn't even make the fucking final cut. Was my kid Bernie from Florida? He was supposed to be that coverage linebacker.
Dude, he's safety, and he doesn't even play.
No, Bernie's gone, and so is Gaynor. Both of the Amaris are gone.
Oh my god, I do miss Amari Gaynor. Yeah. I do. I wish he was on the team.
Yeah.
Oof.
So I mean, do I miss Robert, aka Mickey Spillane? No, I don't.
I do. I mean, that's very different.
Hey, where's Pratt at? Pratt didn't want to be here. Pratt did a fucking Devontae and said, I don't want to be here. Bye. And we cut his ass. You know what? I'm sorry, Sharif. If you're so soaked with I love Jermaine Pratt stuff in your underwear, great. I like Jermaine Pratt. I did. I thought the Jermaine Pratt signing that was the best linebacker signing we had in the offseason. But apparently he didn't want to be here for some reason. I don't know what the reason is because I'm not inside the locker room. But something inside this locker room did not sit well with him. And he got basically said, I don't want to be here. And he's gone. If you're not on the fucking team, I really don't have any time for you. That's what I said.
Sharif, look it up. Sharif, you asked about Pratt. Where's it at? Look it up and then send to, I don't know. I don't care. Kath don't care. You don't care. No Ritter fans care where Pratt's at. So look it up and then send to us.
I know where Pratt's at. He's balling out in Indianapolis. Spillane is doing a good job in New England. But the last time I checked, I don't follow the New England Patriots or the Indianapolis Colts, two teams that we've already played. And we beat one and we got whooped by the other one. That's what I'm saying. I don't really care.
Well, I will say I do care about Spillane because that's like, spy check. That is not a good call, letting him walk. And it's not really that big money. It's like 3 years, $33 million a year with potential of $4 million of bonus.
Okay, Jack, I'm gonna tell you something that should hopefully register here. Your boss says you have this much money to spend. Your boss says this is the amount of money that we can put out for the insurance for the people that are working for you. I'm making it right up your alley.
Okay.
And he says
we got
$42 to spend. That's it. $42. And the customer comes in, and you know how I feel about your company when it comes to certain types of insurance. I won't go into it beyond that. But
yeah, don't go there.
Your customer says, I want a policy that is going to cost me, or actually, no, it's going to cost you. I know that normally customers are the ones that pay in the way. It's going to cost you $45. And you're like, man, I'm sorry. I only have $42 to spend. Okay. He ain't there because your boss or whoever said, this is your budget. This is the budget for linebackers. This is the budget for defensive back. This is the budget for offensive linemen. This is the budget for, wide receivers by Jacoby. You got to stay within your fucking budget. I don't give a fuck who you are, what your job is. Your job is to stay within the budget. Now, good, bad, or indifferent, if a guy walks and they're playing a good ball with somebody else, okay. And yeah, second most money at 32 teams, you tell your leading tackler, we can't pay you. Yeah, sorry, Sharif. Because you're looking at 2025. And the GM is looking at 25, 26, 27, and 28. Usually they're looking 4 years. They're looking at 4 years with the salary cap estimated at X, Y, and Z, and they're planning out your entire roster looking over 4 years of planning, at least 3. Because that's how the military does it. They look at 1 year, 2 years, 3 years minimum. And sometimes they have a cap where they look at 5 years. And they plan money for 5 years. And that's the way it is.
So Cap, I got to pause you, bro. Because you talk a lot. I love you, man. This is the first guy right here I have ever done the show with live, in person. It was on Roku. You cannot talk, you can't swear, you can't say no P's and Q's. But I love this. this is my boy right there. So with that being said, it's like, so next year we have $104 million in salary cap. We got $104 million. I want to bring in veteran offensive linemen at the left guard, the right guard. You know, spend that money on that and move JPJ back to center. Stout. That will be good. Because, you know, I looked at what Brendan Shanahan done to his team. That was a domino that started to fall for the whole season. What Pete Carroll's son's done. I mean, seriously and honestly, okay, why would you move JPJ to right guard? Why would you put Jared Meredith at center? Why would you do Parham at left guard? We've already seen Parham at left guard before, like when he was a rookie, right? We saw that. Wasn't good.
Yeah. And unfortunately, Jack, I understand what you're saying. I'm not saying that I don't agree with it. But somebody on high is giving marching orders. Because remember, we had discussion, we, being myself and Miss Peggy, had this discussion last night of where is the fucking hierarchy in the Raiders organization? Who talks to who? Who is the boss of who? Who's the boss? Who's the executive officer? Who's and I'm going to do military nomenclature for you. Who's the commanding officer? Who's the executive officer? Who are the department heads? Right? Then who are the division officers? Right? I'm doing Navy because I can equate the Navy. There is no designed hierarchy in the Raiders that we can see, because as of right now, well, Willie Wayne says Mark and Brady, but we don't know that. Right now, it appears that's the way it is. But if Mark and Brady were designed that, then what's Pete's job? What's Spytek's job? That's why we don't know, and we're knocking our heads up against the fucking wall saying, who the fuck is in charge of this? And until that gets settled, and I don't know if it ever will, or at least until such a time as when Mark comes out, or Tom Brady comes out, or John Spytek comes out and says, I'm the fucking boss, without saying fucking in a press conference, because that just wouldn't go over very well. But I'm the boss. I'm the general manager. I dictate to Pete Carroll who we're getting on the team. And unfortunately, right now, it appears that Pete has more sway, or his ball sack is bigger than John Spytek. But we don't know that because Brady brought in Spytek. Okay. And the person is, who brought in Pete Carroll? And then who brought in Chip Kelly? Because I heard that Tom Brady brought in Chip Kelly, and Tom Brady brought in Geno Smith. You see where I'm getting at? Who has the bigger, longer, meaner, more semen-filled balls and dick on this team? And where do they go?
Yeah. Like on this offense, I don't know. Like balls and sling, it's like the defense looks great. Patrick Graham, thank you, my man, bro.
And he won't be here next year, Jack. He's not going to be here next year. It's going to be somebody else.
You think so?
Yes, because he's at the end of his contract.
Man, dude, what we have right now on the offense, if Patrick Graham goes, then I'm really scared. I'm really scared for like the next decade. I'm an older man like you, and I probably never see another Super Bowl then.
I hope that that's not true, but you know,
I hope it's not true. But I feel like on the offense, it's like it's like it's kind of weird. It's like our offensive line, like Brendan Carroll, sucks. What he did sucks. He sucks. That guy needs to go. But he's Pete Carroll's son. So it's like you're gonna have to like you put one person versus another in Chip Kelly, which I don't have that trust in it anymore. I lost it. And
see,
it's Brendan Carroll. So like, oh, who's gonna go? Brendan Carroll?
I mean, Jack, to be honest, I was going to say, I still want to see Pete get this team together. I still want to see Chip Kelly get this team together, because you can't do what you're supposed to do if you don't have the right players there. Okay.
Do you feel like they don't have the right players? Like, did you want like Charles Grant or Caleb Rogers, like coming in after like the Denver game and getting hurt, like with JPJ? I mean, we all love JPJ. And like Colton Miller out, and we gotta we know we're done. We know we are done. We can't make the playoffs. So why not play all the rookies? Play them all. Spytech drafted these rookies. Let's just see what these guys have. They can be bad. They can be good.
Jack,
whatever. It's like let them play.
First off, I said that weeks ago. I said I want my offensive line to be, I want DJ Glaze playing left tackle. I want Grant playing right tackle. I want Caleb Rogers playing one of the guards. I want Lockie Tossi playing at the other guard. And if you're gonna have a center that's not JPJ, I want Will Putnam playing center, and I don't ever want to see Meredith or Crappa.
Will Putnam play another play now
on the field. That's it. Okay. And that's what I want. And I said, play the rookie. And I want to see more plays from and more playing time for and more reps given to Jack Besh and Thornton and Jackson, the nephew of Jackson. I want to see these guys. And we saw Darian Porter the other night. He looked damn good. Okay. I want to see the Berg brothers play linebacker. That's Lindenberg and Eichenberg, right? I want to see Hemingway and Pagese at defensive tackle if they are healthy, because I've been told that they're not healthy. I don't know if that's a fairy tale or not.
It's a fairy tale.
Okay. Well, if that's a fairy tale, when they're ready to play, I want to see every fucking person that was drafted that's on this team, including Cam Miller, play games. That's what I want to see.
Yeah. Well, JJ Pagese, like all the people in the chat know me. I need one snap. I have a bet with 805. Cap, I know you know 805. I want one carry with JJ Pagese. He did that in college. Like, why are we not using him as a fullback? Why are we not using that defense tackle to get one carry? You look up the numbers. I'm not going to do the show.
I already know what Pagese can do, because he was at Mississippi and he fucking blew people off the ball. I know what he did. So
that's what I'm saying. But at the same time, with all the other rookies, so we have 9 rookies on this team. 9. Out of the 11 draft picks we had last year. Play the kids. Play all the kids. I mean, does anyone want to see Kappa right now? We all know Kappa. No. Kappa. Kick out of the fucking room. Dude, I want to see all the kids. I want to see Charles Grant, Caleb Rogers. I want to see everyone. Defensive tackles. I want to see all of them in there, and because there's no room to like move to a playoff team with the team. So get this shit done. Let's see what we got. We got 10 picks next year. So we got 10 picks next year. We need to find out what we need to like build up on.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't play them, then how are we going to know?
And that's why I said you got to. This is the preseason for 2026, and it started in New England. I said this was year 0 before the season. I go back to that analogy. This is years. It's not even year 1. This is the preseason of 2026. I want to see what we got. And Jack, right. I appreciate you coming in because I know you said that you were only in on a short period of time, and I'm only going to be here for a short period of time. So if you'd like to come into the show and take over Jack Kenna's spot, I salute you as well. Maybe Raider Way is. And again, with Matt Marinovich says, and for those who are saying, where's Sandra? Sandra is the corporate side. Mark is the corporate side. Sandra is corporate. She's not football operations. She's operations. She's the general manager of the Raiders organization. Does a damn thing to do with football. So get that straight. Get that straight. Go ahead, Jack.
Yay. Cap. It's always good to like see you, bro. And hang out. I hope you like when you come back to visit Ed, hang out again. Yeah. I'm gonna hop off, bro.
You want to what?
I'm gonna hop off.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry I couldn't hear you, brother. But you take care and have a good start of your weekend. After this, I'm gonna pack because I got my flights tomorrow.
Well, I was the one to wish like you and the nation like you happy Thanksgiving.
To you as well. Thanks for doing that. Appreciate that. And you take care, brother. That's Jack Kenna for popping in. Right away, throws some salutes to Jack Kenna. You like to come in, and Ed Winchell says good night to Jack Kenna. Sharif probably says ugh to me, not Jack Kenna. But thank you there, Miss Ramiro Castro. Appreciate that. Happy late veterans. I appreciate that. It's always Veterans Day. It's just it isn't celebrated but one time a year. So having said that, we're going to next hear from. Remember, and I'm old. Remember Paul Harvey used to say, and now here's the rest of the story, or now you know the rest of the story? We're going to find out at least some of the rest of the story. And yes, I'm a retired veteran. And thank you as well, Jack Westafeste. Appreciate it, sir. Yeah, Ed, I'm sure, but he's our guy. Carol, he's our guy. Or Carol, he's our man. If he can't do it, no one can. We're gonna hear from Sharif Saleh Khan, aka the man, right? Not Black Thanos, but the man. So I'm gonna add him to the screen. Hey, Sharif, why don't you give me a mic check, brother?
Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2.
How you doing? Good to see you, man.
Likewise, Cap. I didn't realize you were on tonight, but I did catch you maybe for the last 10 to 15 minutes with you and our friend McKenna. I know you're on your way to the Cowboy game. I don't know what your predictions may be or hopes are, but it's going to be very interesting nonetheless on a Monday night. The crowd composition we already know is going to be overwhelmingly blue and white and silver, I guess. That's part of their uniform as well.
I don't know. Have you heard what the estimation is? Because I only find out when I go to the stadium, or when I go out into Vegas a couple of the days before, and I see what the crowd in Vegas is like, and that gives me an idea as to how much we're going to be represented or not. And I'll let you. I'll probably give an idea when I know, but I won't know usually until like maybe Saturday, because the game is normally on Sunday. So I'll see where people are Saturday night, and there is that extra day. And I gotta. Hey, Shreve, let's go to a movie on Friday. Okay, come on out to Vegas. There's really nothing else going on. I'm going to go. Isn't there a good movie coming out tomorrow night that people are saying I got to see? But I got to do. I'll do that. Maybe go to a movie.
I can't remember. I know the last time we played Dallas, I wasn't sure if it was there or in Allegiant, because to me that will make the biggest difference.
The last game we played Dallas was Thanksgiving a couple of years ago when we won, with the winning field goal coming right at Hollywood and I at that portion of the end zone.
And that Vegas?
No, it was in Jerry's World.
Oh, right. Well, okay. Then it will definitely be predominantly Cowboy fans. As I've said for the past number of years, every opposing team's first visit, especially, you're going to expect that, because for them, that's their destination game. Just like in Raider Nation, there have been cities over the years that we love, like Miami being one of them. That's always a big draw for us. This, for the Cowboy fans, will, they're going to show out, and they're pretty loyal, for better or for worse. And a lot of Raider fans, unfortunately, and I've seen this in Oakland, because of the resale value that the Cowboys franchise commands, a lot of Raider fans sell, or alleged Raider fans sell, their tickets. I remember, I think it was 2017 in Oakland when we played them, and the damn Coliseum full of Starback and Emmett Smith jerseys everywhere you look. It was disgusting. So when people say, "Oh, well, Vegas, we don't have a home field advantage," we didn't really have much of a home field advantage in certain respects out in Oakland, because of the greed of some of the fans, or maybe their economic needs or whatever. So yeah, you are going to be swarmed by Cowboy fans, because these tickets, I'm sure, are still higher than average, even if they've come down a little bit because of, the Raiders' lackluster performance, and even Dallas to an extent. But this game being Monday night in Vegas, I would dare to say it may be 65-35 if you're lucky.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying you're wrong. Actually, the last Dallas game in Oakland was the index card game, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes. And I didn't attend that game, but I had plenty of friends who did. But just from looking at it on TV, sections where I know some of my friends would sit, unless they were wearing Bob Lilly jerseys that night and Michael Irvin, they weren't there.
Yeah.
I remember some of our mutual friends, Jack, in Oakland, selling tickets for $800 for that game. Yeah, I remember that specifically.
Yeah, I missed out. I was asked by and no names given. I was asked by a photographer that is usually, or not usually, but a lot of times is on the field, and I call him my photographer because he always at least comes over and snaps pictures of me and whoever's with me. And he hit me up on Facebook. He says, "Hey, do you got an extra ticket?" And I was like, "Well, let me check, because the person that was supposed to go with me hasn't checked in yet." And so I went and did like a APB and said, "Hey, are you coming for sure for the Dallas weekend? I need to know." And they got back with me like within a couple hours afterwards and said, "Yes, I am for sure for the Dallas weekend." because I told the photographer, I said, hey, if I don't hear anything, you will have my ticket for your girlfriend, because he was trying to get one for his girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
It was for his girlfriend. And I said, if I have a ticket available, it's yours. Okay. Because anybody that takes their time out to like hit me up with nice pictures, and a couple different times, my Facebook profile has been the pictures that he has taken. That's a nicety that I was going to hook him up with probably face value. And honestly, Shreve, I don't even know what the fuck face value is for my ticket, because I always pay it once a year, or
right.
Installment plans. I don't know how much they are. I really don't. I don't know how much the ticket is face value, but
yeah,
I was going to let him have it for face value, because I'm not going to juice him when he is contributing for, the nice photography that he does. I'm not going to fuck him over. But unfortunately now the person stated, yes, I will be there. And I'm like, okay, well, good. Because had they not rogered up, the photographer's girlfriend would be my date. And yes, I was going to, that was definitely a hands-off thing. But he says, hey, you'll have fun with her. She's good looking and she's fun. And I know you're fun. So you guys would have a good time together. And because the person said that they were going to be, they rogered up, then okay, then the ticket was not available. But when I'm sorry, Sharif, I apologize for going, off and off and off. But I missed an opportunity. Person not rogered up, I would have been one of those motherfuckers. I was there for the Chicago game. I put the ticket up, and I put it up, and I got rid of it at the last minute. And the black Carlton Mike Ditka was sitting in my seat, or my second seat, when I got there for the Bears game. Nice guy. He looked like Carlton from Will Smith's brother. Carlton.
Yeah, the Fresh Prince.
Right. He looked like Carlton wearing Mike Ditka's sweater and a cigar and the mustache. It was the black Mike Ditka from Fresh Prince. Nice guy. But at that point, I don't care. I put my ticket up and I got some money for it. And had the photographer not asked me, or had my +1 not rogered up, I'm putting that fucking ticket up for some mega money, because I don't sell tickets a lot, but that would be the one opportunity, and unfortunately I missed out on it.
Yeah, for a minute I thought you was going to venture into some indecent proposal territory, the Raider edition, but anyway, though, the Raiders are going to need you and the other undermanned ranks in the nation, because expect that place to look like I know they moved out of Irving, Texas. They're in Arlington now. It's going to look like a Arlington annex in that place. I'm making that prediction right off the top. So you and the rest of the few and the true. Unfortunately, I cannot make it. I can foreseeably make the Cleveland game, being that I'm on vacation next week, if I make a 11th hour decision to fly out. And of course, I made arrangements for the Denver game already.
Yeah,
so
December 7th, who I'm going to hang out with other than you. It's going to be me, you, and, I don't know who's going to be my +1, or who's going to be your +1. Or if your +1 can bring me a +1, we can do that too.
Yeah, we shall see. Nothing wrong with consensual group activity.
You go.
But back to what you and Jack was talking about. I'm just not of the belief of any franchise going north of 10 years and you don't invest in the quarterback position. And for us, it just seemed like every year there's a different excuse to avoid that commitment. I know some people are still traumatized because of Jamarcus Russell. That's literally 20 years ago. And there've been a bevy of quality quarterbacks, especially in the last 7 to 8 years, where the Raiders have had a surplus of picks and we just squandered them. And even with the starter we had at the time, if we just brought somebody in the building to legitimately challenge and push that guy and invest in that position. That's why teams like Green Bay are still relevant and we're not, because they didn't just sit on their laurels when they had Aaron Rodgers there. They saw Jordan Love and scooped them up, someone we easily could have taken. Mm-hmm. Instead, we took a bunch of people. Some of them had passed away, unfortunately. Some of them are no longer here. Some are in prison. Some are not even in football or making part-time contributions with the 49ers, a la Clelin Ferrell. You just can't. If you try to think out of all the 32 teams, who hasn't drafted a quarterback at least in the first 2 rounds in the last 10 years? It's probably us and maybe 1 or 2 other teams. And I guarantee you the ones who didn't, they have established winners in place or someone with a long tenure. Mm-hmm. You just cannot go forward. I don't really think there's a such thing as a true rebuild without investing in the quarterback position. Yeah, you can go that best player available route for so long, but you can't avoid the inevitable. It's like bragging about giving a car a new paint job, doing the leather interior, and the engine is still rusted as hell.
Don't you talk about my truck like that. I took very good care of my truck and gave it a nice new paint job and a nice interior. My engine's fine. My engine's fine. Almost up to 200,000 miles. Thank you. But I'm sorry. I had to jump on you on that one because that sounded a little too close. Go ahead, bro.
So with this draft coming, and I did hear you allude to some guy named CJ Carr, which I pray isn't another relative or just some coincidence.
Nope. I knew you were going to ask that. He does have a relative that is very well known in football, but it's his grandfather, Lloyd Carr, who was the coach at the University of Michigan.
Oh, okay. That was a little too close for comfort. I don't need to go back. The Raider fans, well, I don't need to go back into the dark ages of the Bakersfield Mafia and the Fresno Fanatics and the sorority members, and all the infighting and the civil war that's been within the Raider Nation for at least a 8-9 year period. We have to think progressively. Be proactive. That's what the Bengals did. They could have stuck with Andy Dalton longer, who took them to the playoffs 4 times. Hell, the Chiefs were winning the division with Alex Smith. They take a guy named Mahomes in the 2nd round. You have to invest in that position.
No, they traded up to number 10, Sharif.
Oh, right. I'm thinking, no, you're right.
Yeah, I was correct on the Giants. They took Jackson Dart at the end of the 1st round. They traded up to get Jackson Dart in the 1st round because somebody said no, he was a 2nd round pick. I'm like, no, I don't think so. They traded up for him, just like the Ravens traded up to 31 or 32 to get Lamar. So they had him. They had him for 5 years. That was smart.
Because they understand that fundamental principle. Get your leader, get your on-field CEO, learn him, build around him, replenish him with the pieces he needs, and take it from there. We're constantly doing things backwards. Like, to Peggy's credit, she brought this up during your show with her. Is that you're bringing in a head coach and then a GM afterwards, like the Pierce Telesco disaster and other examples, or Gruden, who takes a guy from the NFL Network and makes him the GM. That's not the natural order of things.
I agree. I agree, and that's why I don't know, and that's why I have that whose dick is longer and whose balls have more cum. Because I'm not sure if at a later time that Mark is going to figure out that you got a guy that is your general manager. And I know he has 0 general managing experience, but
zero.
He also has great pedigree just like the guy you were jumping up and down and pounding the floor for in Champ Kelly. 0 experience, but great pedigree, right? So it's the same thing, except it's a different guy. So they give John Spytek the opportunity, and yes, he's Brady's boy. I'm not saying he's not, but he has the pedigree from being with Jason Light in Tampa and learning what that organization did. And I can't stand the fake Pirates, but you know what? They do a fantastic job in drafting and free agent evaluation. They do. And I'm not going to take anything away from them. And Spytek was there. And then we have a guy that we pilfered from the Eagles, Howie Roseman, that is Howie Roseman's right-hand guy. And he's going to be working within the coaching staff, or not the coaching staff, but the scouting department, and helping out. So if Spytek's the guy and Howie Roseman's guy, and I can't remember the guy's name, and don't jump on me, people, but I think it's some other Jewish guy's name. And I say that tongue in cheek because my last name's Levy. But it's I believe it's some other very ethnic Jewish guy's name, and I might be wrong, but that's Howie Roseman's dude that's playing, or not playing, but with the Raiders. So if these guys do their job, okay, then Spytek, who just like Champ Kelly has the pedigree to do it, is going to be doing. So now he does have, as of January 2026, he does have a year of experience as a general manager.
Well, the one distinct difference between the two is that, okay, you can apply the interim label, but as the functioning GM, Champ Kelly, he even within that micro season, he turned that franchise around, and he did end with a winning record as quote unquote GM. When you got your game day program in 2023 and looked at the staff pictures, there was Mr. Kelly as GM as the Raiders finished at 5-4, losing a couple of heartbreakers like that 3-0 game to the Vikings, and another one that could have boosted that record even more. And there were some sensible moves made to that roster that paid immediate dividends, that gave the Raiders and Antonio Pierce in particular so much momentum and fervor, and rejuvenated a fan base that was damn near half dead and depressed prior to those two taking the helm.
Mm-hmm.
Spytek has never even done that. So if you wanted to continue with that and build on that, because if you look at both of their resumes, yes, both of them have about 17, 18 years in the business. Champ's been with the Giants and I think with the Bears, a couple other places, but he also already had a trial that was successful. We bring in Telesco, who we put 63 points on, and everything went left from there. You bring Minshew here, the O-line gets worse, you let Jacobs walk. and I never believed Telesco had a incentive to work for Antonio Pierce, who he had no relationship with, who replaced his college buddy in Josh McDaniels. Mm-hmm. It was so absurd and transparent that when you think that a owner, Mark Davis, couldn't see that, makes me think either he's complicit or he's borderline special needs. So that's why I felt Kelly earned the right to at least try to continue and build, even if you had to move on from Pierce.
Yeah.
But no, you bring in Telesco, and that was like the monkey wrench out of left field, and now that set us back alone, I think, a good 3 to 4 years, and now we're still talking about year 0, and we have the oldest coach in the game. That's a very precarious position to be in. We don't have a McVay or Ben Johnson guy in that age range where we can, say, okay, well, give it time, trust the process. That Pete's here for 3 years. Hopefully, his health and everything else persist, or if things get so bad, Mark Davis has to start from scratch all over again, and we're still talking about, well, we can't get a quarterback now because this isn't the right time. When is the right time? It's always a right time to get a man who touches the ball more than anyone else on the field. So every draft class, we've been seeing other teams draft quarterbacks while the Raiders fire coordinators, replace the head coach, replace the GM, and all these teams have leapfrogged in front of us, getting franchise level quarterbacks or people who develop the Sam Darnolds, the Jordan Loves, the Jalen Hurts, the Justin Herberts, etc., the Joe Burrows. And we busy firing GMs. Oh, well, let's get another coordinator. Okay, that isn't working.
I got
So I'm and we're all getting too old to keep saying next year. And if a Mendoza or Dante Moore, one of the people fall in our lap, I would take it as a supreme insult if we don't take a stab at one of those guys, because now you're just disrespecting your fan base and telling us you really don't give a damn about winning. This Raider thing is like some Ponzi scheme to get money for something else, and you're just entertaining the masses like in Roman times, So it's time to get our guy. Just learn from the trends of the business. The people who have done it, the Ravens that you brought up, the Giants. It got to be our turn eventually, because like I said, the last 10 years, you could barely think of 3 teams who hasn't taken a quarterback. Yeah, and in some cases they've tried more than once, but I don't fault them because no guts, no glory. Yeah. You're going to keep bringing journeymen here, and then you win maybe 6 games, 5 games, and you're still unable to draft somebody of immediate impact, and you can't keep the star players that you get, the Jacobs, the Khalil Macks, and others who are in and out of here, or you don't want to pay certain people or find a reason not to pay them. You got to hold on to the guys who produce for you. Mm-hmm. And that's why we're suffering. Hey,
I'm sorry. I thought that was a segue. Go ahead and finish, and then I'll ask my question.
No, go ahead. Ask, Kat.
I was going to say, I'm actually surprised because you brought it up. You're saying that I don't know of any other team other than the Raiders who has not taken a quarterback in the first or second round in the last 10 years. You actually surprised me because I figured you'd already done the grunt work on that. I mean, I'm not saying it to get a rise out of you. I thought you were going to say the Raiders are the only team that has done this, and I already fact-checked this. The last team that did that was like 12 years ago or something like that. So, I mean, you are correct. I don't know of any other team. That has not drafted a quarterback first or second, like you said, with the quantifier of, and if they didn't, it's because they have a Hall of Famer or a perennial Pro Bowler in that spot as it is. So, I mean, I'm sure if you got nothing else to do since you're off this week or whatever.
Well, next week, as of the weekend. So I still have to, slave away.
Yeah,
like those people in Egypt. But as of next week, I'll be free. But no, I put it that way. That's like kind of a shrewd tactic that prosecutors use when they're making a case. I learned that from the Shapiro School of Law. So, I pretty much presume you would know already, but
no,
I just artfully articulated it that way because most people who are reasonable football fans would say, hey, yeah, we are the only ones.
I agree. I don't know of any team that fits that bill other than us. And I agree with you. I don't know. You said if it could be us plus one more or whatever. That's true. but I don't know because I didn't do the grunt work yet. And if I ever get a time away where I'm not doing something with the fucking VA or TRICARE or some other bullshit that I have to do that on these days and I'm not doing anything, maybe I will. I mean, fuck, Sharif, I still have to go through this things and give out the prizes for people that give me the what is it, the $5 and the $10 in the what do you call it, the
super chat.
Yeah, because you know I am not one of those people. I don't bang on, oh my God, give me a super chat so I can put your comment up and so everybody can see it. But every time somebody does, I actually do put it up for a long time. But I'm not getting fucking money off this stuff. Like, I won't say who, but we've already established that I don't watch his Raider shows. You know, there's a clue there. Okay, I don't do that. This is not my gig. This is just for fun. But yeah, I need to get my super chat things up so maybe I can give away. I still haven't even gone through all that shit that's behind me to say, hey, this is the stuff. And I also found shit in my closet. In my room, I found shit in my closet. I'm like, oh my God, look at this. It's brand new. So I got more shit to give away, if nothing else. But we'll see. But yeah, it's the proverbial round to it. I got to get around to it, and I'll get, you know how they have the thing. It's TUIT in a circle on a piece of paper. I got to get one of these around to it. So I will one of these days. But we will, but we'll enjoy seeing each other at the December 7th game when you bring yours. And I'll bring mine, or if yours brings one for me, then we'll all be out. And I got to go. What are you saying, like Oscars? Is that
yes, the steakhouse downtown.
Yeah,
you'll love it.
I wrote a pretty scathing Google review on Smith and Walensky's. It was not all that. It was not all that, and I was kind of disappointed because I had a good steak in New York at Smith and Walensky's, but not this time. And of course, everybody that was there was watching the fucking Dodgers win Game 7, so they could, you know, my waitress was nice, okay, but everybody was so attuned. And by the way, that's the reason why the Dodgers won Game 7 was because they sat me at a table watching the 3 fucking TV screens at the bar, because it was
Wow.
one of those bar. Every time I didn't watch the game, the Dodgers lost, Sharif. I can attest that, and Ed Winchell can attest that. I said, and I tried not to look up. I really did. I tried not to look up. I tried to listen to the sound around me, so I figured out who were the Dodgers fans and who were the Blue Jays fans, so I would know what's going on without having to look. But unfortunately, you can't keep your head down the entire time. So that's the Dodgers.
Oh, so you're the culprit. But I tell you that they're not going to be celebrating when MLB has to force, when there's another walkout or lockout, rather, in about maybe 2027 or 2028. That can't continue. I mean, that is just, perverse with the underhanded, crooked financial manipulation to, build a team from top to bottom like that with, it's going to have some crazy repercussions on the rest of the league, and the owners are going to say enough is enough.
Yeah.
So and that's the first time in their history they ever repeated. So I had to remind some of those overzealous fans. I said, well, it's about time. As one of the oldest franchises in baseball, prior to this year, they've never repeated. Never. That's why I didn't think they was going to do it this year, but out of some hellish episode of The Twilight Zone, it happened. Or you watching the game at that steakhouse.
Yeah, blame me. That's the reason, Sharif, because every time I didn't watch them, they lost.
Yeah.
Every time I didn't watch them. But in fact, The other time that they won was when I was on the the plane, and it was the game that Mookie had a double, or somebody else had a double, and then the reception went out, right? And it was it was like a 3-2 game. I don't remember what game it was. Maybe it was game 6, but the Dodgers won that game like 3-2. And the only thing that I saw when I popped in, I was on my plane. The first thing I saw was somebody hit a double, and that guy that was on second on the double actually came in. I think the next guy hit like a double to knock him in, and they got 3 runs, and then the Jays scored 2, and they couldn't. And I think that might have been the game where they had the ground rule double because the ball went and got sucked up into the turf in Rogers Center. Must have been 6. So that's the reason why they lost, or the Dodgers won game 6, was because I saw about 35 seconds of the game. But had I not watched it, the friggin' Blue Jays would be your World Series champ. I shit you not.
Wow. Lastly, Cap, in about another 30 seconds before I go.
Yes, sir.
Good luck at the game with this secondary. We're going to need it. It was a great spirited effort against the Broncos because, you know, we always played them competitively, even in the last 6-7 years. The Cowboys have this additional emotional charge with the loss of their teammate.
Yes, they do.
So you can never underestimate the power of galvanized emotion with a team that's, overcoming that type of circumstance. And they are good at the skill positions. Give the devil its due. So, and Prescott can move around much better than that Denver quarterback we played in our last game.
Mm-hmm.
So this is going to be very interesting between 2 storied franchises who nearly got to the Super Bowl back in '77, if not for the crooked Rob Lau fumble call.
Yep.
But I can see us foreseeably winning it, but I just have little faith in this incarnation of the Raiders. There's no cohesiveness, no consistency. The team looks broken. Pete Carroll basically chewing 3-4 packs of gum, still hasn't come up with an answer. We just look limp and impotent out there. No pun intended.
Hey.
And
I don't want to say that resembles me or whatever. I resemble
no,
that.
of course not. All the ladies would disagree with that. But and the fact that I strongly believe the Cowboy fans are going to outnumber us at their first primetime visit to Vegas. Oh my God, you're going to think you're in a saloon in that place between the cowboy hats. But the good part of it is they say everything is bigger in Texas, and that includes the Tetas. So, at least you'll get something to see while you're there.
It'll be nice. And that's not including the young lady that's going to be sitting next to me.
Oh, you see what I mean, Kat? So you'll have a good time either way. And let's see what happens Monday night. It would be nice, but I can't put my neck out on the line for this team anymore as far as any bold predictions. On that note, Cap, thanks again, bro, and have a safe flight. Hopefully all the delays have been worked out with the shutdown nearing a resolution.
Yeah. I mean, the government is at least in theory back as of tomorrow, I think. And okay, the one good thing and this is pure personal. Don't get pissed off at me, folks. The next time we're going to have to deal with this might be February 1st, but by that time the season's over, right? So I don't have to worry about a lot of shit until next football season, because most of my travel will dictate otherwise. And again, purely for selfish reasons, I'm not even going to go there. But I hope that the I don't do politics, but I would hope that the folks in DC would figure shit out and
Mm-hmm.
get done in a manner that is beneficial for the masses and what the dictate of the directorate was. If you have somebody in office because he won an office and that person dictates what's going on, then do what the dictation says. And it's dictation, not other tation.
Yeah.
But you know how it is. And I'll see you in for December 7th, and hopefully that'll be their Pearl Harbor, the Broncos Pearl Harbor on that day. Pun intended.
Absolutely, bro. Until then, we'll talk soon.
All right. Take care. Thanks again, Sharif. You take care, brother.
All right.
All right. That's Black Dano, Sharif Salah Khan. Right now in the fourth quarter with just under 12 minutes, the Patriots are winning 24-14. I am not watching the game. It's on, but I'm not watching it. It is a little bit past 10:30. And God, I don't even know. I think I leave. Oh, if you're coming in late, I'm very proud to say this is a lemon. This is a lemon from the lemon tree that was planted this spring in my front yard. Yes, front yard. There was no room in the backyard. This is a lemon. This is technically lemon number 3, because lemon number 1 was taken by that bitch that's next door, who took the first ripe lemon from my tree. So this is lemon 3, because lemon 2, which I outside, I cut in half and I made sure it was a lemon, and it is a lemon. I don't know what a crab apple is. I really don't know. I honestly, I'm not saying that to be, as somebody was saying, it looks like a crab apple, but this is a lemon. It is sweet. It tastes great, and I'm very proud to say that this is my lemon. Matt Marinovich, for sure. And Jimmy Farrell, it's not that I don't like Mitch Renz, but you know what? I don't watch him. Mitch has his, and he's got his stuff, but he's a TMZ guy. He's like a gotcha guy. Sometimes he's right, sometimes he's wrong, but I don't like what he does. And also he was, and this is he stuck his nose up at me like, well, I'm in this way, and he didn't say this, but this was the attitude. Well, I'm Mitchell Renz. Who are you? I'm Captain Jack. Nice to meet you. Oh, okay. And he gave me the verbal and kind of like the physical verbal brush off. I'm like, okay. I guess I'm not Mitchell Renz. So he's very successful. He's very successful at what he does. But I mean, he doesn't have my history. I know that for a fact. He doesn't have my history. I don't think that he bleeds silver and black. He bleeds green. And that's not a swipe at him being a Jets fan, allegedly. That's a swipe at him doing this is all for money. Good, that's his job. But I ain't doing this for money. I'm losing money. doing this, right? I'm going to games because I care. Mitch, good on you. But that's the difference, Jimmy Farrell. That's the difference. If that doesn't explain it, or if you think otherwise, that's fine. But not a lot of heart, man. That's just me. So if it's harsh to say, maybe I'll get in trouble for it. Because you know how I feel about other personalities that I don't particularly like. Not going to go into it. Mitch has his job and he does it well. That's all I'm saying. Fix the offensive line. Amen. Matt Marinovich. Amen. I mean, I'm sure Mitch will never be on my show. He has showed up on other people's channels, which is really cool. That I will say that. It's really cool that he spent time on other people's channels and gave them a boost. That was cool. I admire that. I admire that from Mitchell Rams. I do. He was on a couple of other different people that don't have all the subscribers that he has. And he came on their channel. That was nice. I guess he's not going to be on my channel because you guys are going to say, Cap Jack talks shit about you. Well, not really. I just said, I already said what I said. Is that enough for you there, Jimmy Farrell? Business. This is love for me. So anyway, I'd like to come into the show. Got about 10 minutes. And if you don't come in, that's fine too. I do have to, I swear, I have to pack. If nobody else wants to come in, that's fine too. I don't even know. I don't even know what I'm going to be doing tomorrow in Vegas. I don't know what I'm going to be doing on Saturday. I definitely don't know what I'm doing on Sunday. I don't know whether I'm going to have a show on Sunday because really, other than talking about, and this is unless something really important is going on. I mean, really important stuff that we got to talk about. If I do a show Sunday, will be surprising, but we'll see. This looks actually like a very good game for Thursday Night Football. Was it like 21-14 still? Oh, 24-14. So 10 points, 9 minutes to play. I tell you, these New England receivers, they are wide fucking open. And yes, it's a Josh McDaniels offense. And why? I don't know if it's the we didn't have the personnel, which is possibly why. Why did we couldn't make any of our plays when he was the de facto? Yeah, he was the head coach, but he was the de facto OC. Why it just didn't look the way it did. So again, if you want to come into the show, hit it up. Hit the link. Let's see if I can do it one more time. Ravens has Super Bowl winning quarterback when they draft. Yeah. Matt said it. They're one of the few people that did. In fact, the Chiefs were a playoff team, and they still drafted They still drafted Mahomes, number 10 in the first round. How many years has he been in the league? At least 10, right? Let's look at that. You know what? It's plus or minus 2. Has it been 10, 12 years? Patrick Mahomes. Let's see. Football quarterback. Let's hit the wiki. Come on. I need a wiki. Overview. Okay, join 20. Okay, 20. No, it's not. Has not even been 10 years. 2017. So it's 8 years. 8 years. Isn't that nauseating? 8 years? Man. 8 years. And he has what? 4 Super Bowls? 5 Super Bowl, no. 5 Super Bowl appearances, winning 3. So the Chiefs got 4 Super Bowl rings. So 8 years. And Shree says, "Who are we the only team? Probably, because I don't know of any other team that has not drafted a quarterback in the first or second round. Because the last time we drafted a quarterback high, not Jamarcus, because that was a bust. That's why I call him Jabusted. Derek Carr was a second round pick. That's the year we drafted Khalil Mack in the first round. Khalil Mack is still playing at a very high level for the Los Angeles Chargers in kind. But it looks like we're tapped out. I want to thank everybody for being here. I hope that we get a chance to see a positive result. I never saw that. I saw the first episode of that. Am I missing something? Wait, is this coming back? Watching on Prime. What show was that? Fallout. Yeah, I saw the very first Fallout show. Is there any more? Oh, okay, December 17th. I guess there is a second season. I think Rand says credibility issues that Raiderville is now aware of. Thanks, Ed. That's a nice way of saying it too. So it's not just me. And Ed, thank you for still being here. I will, Ed, I swear, since you're on, I will call you after this show is off, which will be probably in about 5 minutes. So get ready for the call. I will call you after the show. So there it is. That's my sign off. Thank you, everybody, for being here. We'll see you next week because, again, this is a Thursday show. Really nothing to talk about. Really nothing to talk about on Sunday. Unless there is something to talk about, I'm not even going to bring my computer on this flight. There's no reason to. So, Ed, be ready for my call. I'm not going to take my computer with me this trip. That's one less big bag I gotta take. So we'll see. Ed, be aware for the call. Thank you, everybody, for being here. We will see you next week. And other than that, everybody have a great weekend. Take care.